Hello everyone and welcome to my second traditional sealed deck event on this channel that features Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I do play the best of 3 version of the event. I will also be playing the best of 3 version in the Arena Open Day 1, even though it is slightly harder to get the qualification for Day 2. It's just my preferred way to play with sideboards. And let's first check the card pool and then I will pause the recording, and after that I will of course resume the recording and I show how I want to build the decks. Alright, so these rares are pretty good. A lot better than in the first one. First of all, the Mythic Dragon, always great, and the Ogre Head Helm is just pretty darn good. It's a 2-mana 2/2, if nothing else, and then of course you have you can just equip it as a +2/+2 equipment, and that's all fine. But also there's the card drawing ability, so that's fantastic. It can do it by itself or by being equipped to something else. And note, you sacrifice the equipped creature if you have this on some creature, so you might even do this multiple times. Alright, so then the green march that's unplayable, but the Boseiju is very good, and the explosive singularity is really interesting. It's kind of has convoke. So if you have, let's say, 4 creatures, this costs 6 mana, and the idea, of course, is just to attack the opponent to get them to 10 life or less, and then finish off with this thing. You can use this to kill creatures, but hopefully it's not what you're going to use this for, because 10 damage to any player is really massive amount of damage. Now there's a Scrap Welder, which is just decent card for 3 mana. 3 mana 3/3, and of course you might have some artifact shenanigans with the ability to so of course, based on these rares, red is something I definitely want to play. I wouldn't mind playing black, and green would be nice with the Boseiju. But if blue and white give me better other cards, then of course I have to play those cards. So I will go now rather quickly over all these cards, and then I won't be keeping the recording on when I'm figuring out the decks, because that might take a lot of time. This video will be already quite long, or it could be quite long unless I lose quickly 2 matches. But I will still show you how I built the deck, and I will just not show the part where I'm figuring out what is the best color combination, for instance. So white has something to offer which is not exciting. The katana is okay if I have enough relevant creature types. Nothing. I mean, these are random playables. It's nothing too exciting here. And the same continues here, except for the Norika Yamazaki. That can be really good if you have some number of enchantments. That's actually quite good. I don't like the When We Were Young that much. I have 2 copies of that, so that's kind of wasted slots there. And then we have white tops out at Imperial Oath, and none of the rares was white, so I hope I don't have to play white based on these. I have some number of playables, so if I need like white for mana curve reasons, I might still play white, but it's hopefully it doesn't go down to that. Alright, so we have a blue shrine. This is the worst shrine. Yeah, I wouldn't usually play this unless I have at least one other shrine in the deck. The hacker is good. Nothing exciting here. There's a puzzle maker, yeah. Tamiya's completion is good, and the Behold the Unspeakable is amazing. Then we have a couple of other things. So other than the Behold the Unspeakable, I don't see anything that is too exciting in blue. There's a one good ninja, but look at the creatures here. I have 1 2-drop. Well, the Ghost in Tai too, but it's not really something I would expect to be playing. Unless I do have other shrines, of course. And then there are these 2 3-drops. The Defender is not great unless it's modified. Yeah, this blue is quite weak. I really hope I don't have to play blue. Now we got black, and the Mythic Dragon was black here, so let's see. At least it starts well. Glowing Torment is fine, but on the Leech Gauntlet and the Life of Toshiro Mezawa I consider slightly... I mean, both are above average, and the Life of Toshiro Mezawa is, I think, quite a bit above average. Then we have a 3-drop... Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, look at this. I don't have black cards in this pool. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. That's so disappointing. I can't play the dragon. There's not enough black in here, and this dragon is double caster. It's not really a thing you can splash. If it was single caster, yeah, you definitely splash this kind of bomb, but it's not. Alright, so I could see playing black because I have two very good 2-mana cards. A playable 3-mana card. This can be okay if you have some amount of both of these card types. Of course, Junji, and then the Kamigawa Restless Shadows. I could play like as one of maybe if I would have rogues and ninjas. Although I won't be playing blue, so it's actually quite unlikely. So let's see. Number of black cards I'm happy to play is 1, 2, 3, and then a couple of playables, like maybe 3 other playables. That's total of 6. Okay, Junji, it would be a bit of a miracle if you end up in the deck. But red had multiple good rares, so or at least 2. What was the third one? I guess we'll see. Experimental Synthesizer, very nice card. I like it at 2 copies. Of course, the Warpaint is unplayable. Kindle Fury is kind of a wasting slots. I wouldn't ever play 2 of them. But Kumano Faces Kagazan is very good. Simian Sling is definitely okay. Even at 2 copies, I could play both. And then there's one of the rares good. I have a red shrine, and this along with the green shrine are good just by themselves. And of course, they get better if you have more. But so far, red seems good. And then what? What is this sealed pool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, I guess this is 15 red cards, but so many of them are. So these bad ones are double Aki Warpaint, double Kindle Fury. The Crackling Emergencies, it's like barely playable. It's not really good. Now the Singularity was the one of the other rares, and the Scrap Welder, yeah, 3 rares were red indeed. So all of these are good, and of course the Flame Discharge is good too. So let's count the cards I'm very happy to play. These 3, assuming I have some synergy for the Scrap Welder, which I might actually not have. But anyway, these 3 are fine to put in the deck. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 red cards. I could still be playing red. And then we have this green, which had the Poseiju. Nice one. Double Bamboo Crow Archer. I like it as a sideboard card, but I would have to have a very late game focused deck to actually like to play these defenders. So I don't know really. Calling Stalker. Okay, I have actually a triple shrine pool here. I have a blue, red, and green shrine. That's interesting. Okay, so all of this stuff is good actually. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards I'm happy to play in the deck. And the Kappa Tech Wrecker is, amazing. Okay, we have some nice Web Spinner, Cuff, Poseiju, Greedy Skyward. Preserver is very good, and this you can play this as a trick. It's fine, and sometimes you will use the aura option, but it's most often a trick. This is unplayable. But number of green cards before looking the gold cards, a number of them that I'm happy to play are 1, 2. Well, I'm not that happy to play this, but it's playable totally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could play the Commune with Spirits. I guess it could be a red-green deck, but let's see the golden cards still. Silver Fur Master, I don't think blue-black. Yeah, there was just not enough black cards. And then we have blue-red, both land and an uncommon. Uncharted Haven is nice, this will go to any deck. Okay, then the Terrarium allows a splash, so I could actually splash for the blue shrine just because. I could be red-green splashing for blue shrine. And I guess Tamiya's completion. The Behold the what's the blue 5-mana saga? That's a double caster, I can't splash that. Okay, some random 2-drops if I need them. Actually quite a few artifacts here. I like the guide bot a bit. The Patchwork Automaton is good if you have, a lot of artifacts, but this card pool didn't seem like one that has a lot of artifacts. So rather disappointing in a way, but I will have to see. I mean, most likely it's gonna be red-green, but I will go through the options, and in a second you see what I came up with. Okay, so my hands are pretty tight here. There is tight. There is. I mean, the green is the only color that has enough playables. I can't basically play a deck that isn't green because it also gives me a very good mana curve. Blue-red is technically possible to play. I have enough playables the mana curve isn't the worst, but it's just not as good as the green version. The only actually good cards in the blue are the Tamiya's Completion and the Behold the Unspeakable. Green has a lot better stuff to offer. So it will be red-green because there's out of the secondary color options, red has the best cards. Multiple rares, decent removal spell here. And I get to play both the red and green shrine. And yes, I did think about splashing for the blue shrine, but I don't do that now. It's just so bad alone. If it was the white or the black shrine, I think I might splash them alongside with the red and green because they are good by themselves, but there's no reason to splash the weak card, make your mana worse, and it would actually take a place from some other card that actually does something by itself. So I'm fine with the decision to just be red-green, and the deck is going to feature these synthesizers. Well, it's gonna feature most of these cards actually. You will see. There's not a lot of early game in this deck. I should also put the colorless ones here because I think I'm going to play... Yeah, I'm gonna play the Brute Suit, mostly for curve reasons. And I have ways to crew this. I have, things like a Simeon Slings. I don't think there's gonna be too much trouble crewing this, so I'm gonna play it. I won't be playing the main deck Thundersteel Colossus. I have 2 Boseiju Reaches Skyward, so these of course get 2 forests, so it's easy to get to 7 mana with these things around. But I think I still... Oh, and I should play the Guidebot. I will use that 7/7 vehicle as a sideboard option. I won't be starting in the main deck. Patchwork Automaton is kind of playable. There are 8 other artifacts, so this can easily pick up 1 extra counter, and then that's like fine. But I decided that maybe it's not worth it. It's also not that great with the Scrap Welder because when you get it back from the graveyard, it's likely you don't have that many artifacts left to cast. And I was thinking about playing the Ecologist Terrarium because that is something you can use to, get the experimental synthesizers back from your graveyard using the Scrap Welder. But the problem is that I'm already playing 16 lands. As you can see, this is 24 spells here. I think I can easily play 16 lands, by the way, because I do have the basically the Careful Cultivation is a 2 mana thing, and then the experimental synthesizers can help me hit my land drops easily. And these things, will get me additional forests if I don't basically need to have more than 4 mana in this deck, as you can see. But with the Explosive Singularity, maybe with the Guidebot, and maybe the Reconfigure action, I actually have quite a few cards that can, reconfigure into something or of something. Having additional mana is still useful. So, but anyway, these things will ensure that I can have those land drops still later in the game. So there's no reason to play 17 lands in this deck because the curve is, this low. So yeah, I could play the Terrarium mostly because it will somewhat synergize nicely with the Scrap Welder, getting these synthesizers back. But I would have to play 15 lands because I'm not willing to cut an actual spell to play the Terrarium. So I decided against that. It is, when you have 2 lands in your starting hand, this is the 3rd land in that case, but it wastes your turn 2. I actually do want to, in this deck, I definitely want to play a meaningful board impacting card on turn 2, because I have the, the kind of late game plan to finish off the opponent with the Explosive Singularity. So getting them to 10 life or less is quite important, and I don't have evasion here. I have a combat trick in the form of the Favor of Yukai, and of course I can reconfigure my creatures so that they can be bigger, and I can attack with a big creature that will be harder to block. But other than that, and of course I have these 2 very good, very big creatures for the late game, which also can help me get some damage there dealt. But anyway, the point is it's easier if I get to attack early in the game to pressure the opponent's life total. That's the idea here. And the Goshin Tai does work here. This deals damage to players or planeswalkers, so I can also knock them a bit. So yeah, this is the deck. The only thing that's missing is the lands. So Boseiju and the Enchanted Haven. And now if you think about why I'm not playing certain cards, well, the Aki Warpaint is just not good. Crackling Emergence, just not good either. It takes up the land, so you can't use it for mana when you want to use the creature. Kindled Fury is a playable trick, but what am I gonna cut to play a combat trick here? I will sideboard this in if the matchup seems like a sort of matchup where actually this is gonna matter a lot, but I will not start with it in the main, and I definitely don't need anything that has defender, including the blue. Well, the blue Shrine, it doesn't have a defender, but it does have 0 power, so almost the same thing. And this is just, of course, unplayable. And then Iron Apprentice, not really necessary here. I talked about the Patchwork Automaton as well, and these 4-mana 2/4s are not great. And the Papercraft Decoy is unnecessary because I have better 2-drops here. Thundersteel Colossus I'm looking to sideboard in some matchups. So yeah, let's add the lands now. And let's use maybe the Forgotten Realms, the text lands now. What are the nicest ones? Yeah, I like the Piotr Duras lands quite a bit, but maybe let's use something else here. So what is the actual split here? I have 16 lands, one of them is an Uncharted Haven, so, and this counts as a forest basically. So it's gonna be 8-7. I think with the experimental synthesizers it's better to have more red. I have slightly more green cards, but these allow me to hit my land drop, so I could see easily keeping starting hands that don't have green mana available, but it has mountains and one of these synthesizers. So I'm gonna put 8 of these mountains, and then 6 forests, but of course with the Boseiju which basically means still 7 green producing lands, plus the haven for which I can choose the mode. Alright, so here let's take this one. Alright, so that's the main deck. This time, if you saw my previous sealed deck event, it had actually 2 decks, and I did use 2 decks in the event, and I won games with both of the decks. This time that won't be the case. I won't be exploring any other decks. I will have maybe some minor sideboarding, but this is very close to the deck I'm gonna use in every single game in this event. Okay, on the play with a nice hand. Oh, this is a sweet one. 1-drop, 2-drop. Little bit of refilling with this maybe at some point. Although you usually want to play the synthesizer as late as possible to, make it as likely as possible to get to actually also cast the card from it. But of course now I can just go. Actually, I can't put the the counter on this thing on this turn. So maybe I'll just get the 1/1 token actually. I also want to use this as not as a land, but as a thing that destroys things. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the 1/1 mana adding thing, so I can still play the land on the next turn. And okay, they have a modern age there. Yeah, this does make no sense. I now have access to 4 mana. I might even draw a 4-drop. Who knows? Boseiju reaches Skyward, something like that. There's not like a big rush. I mean, I usually assume this thing will get killed anyway. So there's no really, you don't have to focus on adding those counters, especially this early in the game when opponent hasn't used any removal. But what is the play this turn? I think it might just be. I kind of like the guidebook, but I don't think I'm going to start using this quite yet. So I will just do it like. First of all, maybe I should play the synthesizer. Yeah, I should now do this. I might exile just a land, and that would be actually not bad at all. And that's what I do here. That does mean though that first of all this is gonna produce green. I won't get to add the counter on this thing, but that's not really a big deal. I get to use my 2 mana anyway. And now it's on the battlefield, and next turn I can still play the mountain, maybe the guidebot. They will get a 2/3 soon here. That's very well. That is a very problematic thing. I kind of don't like to see that because it just can offer the opponent so much value. But I don't think there's much I can do about it. It's not like I can kill it. It's not an artifact or an enchantment. Alright, well, a bit of a bummer here. I'll play the guide, but I'm just figuring out who I'm gonna give the counter. Well, not the Ghost in Tie, that's gonna get its own counter. I guess the Simian Sling is not really the option here. Yeah, this is a bit awkward now. This is a legendary creature, so it actually makes this only cost 1 green mana. But they're gonna cast an enchantment, they get the free frog token. And if the frog token dies, they will get to cast another enchantment and then get it back again. I do have removal in the deck. And here we go. They even have a 3/4 flyer now, so definitely. Oh, they chose to buff up that thing. Okay, now it will drain life now. They don't get multiple tokens, but every enchantment they cast now is gonna drain life now. Oh, they are actually offering the trade here. It is understandable because it's good for them if I lose 2 creatures now and they already got the free 3/3 there. So let's say if I double block with any of these guys, for 1 card they kill 2 of my creatures and they still have a 3/3. That is a 3 for 1. I don't think I can do that. Especially given the quality of my cards, I can start drawing cards with the guide bot now. Alright, so there's a singularity. Oh man, do I have to kill that thing? Our opponent is at 20, I cannot. I cannot kill them. But I also don't have mana to cast it. I don't know why it suggests I can do it. Because it's a 10 mana spell, I have 5 lands here. If I add mana here, I can't tap it for this thing. Yeah, I don't think I can cast it. I would need 1 additional. This can only tap for mana or be used for this thing. So I can cast this if this was an... Yeah, because yeah, it would... Yeah, I need 1 more mana. For some reason this is highlighted. I don't know what the game is trying to do if I would cast it, but maybe it would just, it doesn't allow me to cast it. Right, so I could draw a card for 2 mana. That does seem like something I should do. Also I could... Well, maybe I'll do this first. Activate this ability. I actually now tapped 2 green. Well, it doesn't matter. So, what to do? I don't have a lot of time here. I can kill one of these, but... Well, there's no attack, that's for sure. So let's just, not do anything but add a counter here. So I can kill, of course. Yeah, I could have targeted it there, right? I can kill the Vector Glider or the Ghost in Tie here. They have a Dark Side Chef. Or do they also run 3 colors? Why wouldn't they? Alright, yeah, the Tatsunari. It's a nasty card. Now I have some nice rares in this deck too. One is in my hand, but it's just the opponent started in such a way that not really easy to push through here. So they're still offering the trade here. Okay, so that's probably meaning they have a trick of some kind. But they have 2 mana available, 1 card in hand. But well, I'm going to, of course, now. I'm gonna do this now. I lose both of my modified creature, making the guide bot very expensive, but I don't know, I don't lose both, only one of them will be lost. If they have a trick, I think, I have to take this block. If the opponent is offering, yeah, I still have the sling back here. Sure, now the question is, do I want to... I won't be using any removal right now, because they have the dockside Jeff up here. Okay, so I got rid of this thing, which could, give these guys evasion, so I don't actually understand why they make that. Unless they have a way to... They might have a way to... Oh, they choose not to put a counter because they want to keep the Jeff up. Sure. So maybe they have a way to bring it back from the graveyard. Alright, so this thing blocks the Vector Glider. Game is on, I guess. Is it time to still play the... activate the synthesizer now? I think it is. It could also be just a land I exile. And I have 4 mana up, so I can cast every spell in the deck. Because I can play the forest and I tap this for mana. So this is totally fine. And now that I just get the land there, I will have a Web Spinner Cuff here. Won't be drawing a card this time, this is more important now. I will draw cards later on. Okay, so now I have a Reach guy. So currently I have Stemmed the Bleeding. No attacks are really reasonable here currently, so let's not attack. They don't have another artifact because this can loot, but it requires another artifact to do so. So what is the final card in their hand? A circuit mender. Well, that is definitely good. Sadly, I can't really. I mean, I haven't been able to deal any damage to the opponent. Well, maybe for some attack with the Simian Sling very early, but they have gained a bunch of life here. Alright, so why would they play the land? Why would they play the land? Because they have a looter active. I don't think they don't even need the land for. I guess they. Well, there's one reason to do that. Yeah, the Dockside Chef is now still. They have mana open for that, and they were able to add a counter here. Alright, so Techfragger is definitely good, but can I attack with anything so that they are not going to block? I could equip the sling, or reconfigure the sling on the 2 samurai, but I don't want to ninjutsu the samurai. Because I lose it, it's just a token. Huh. I'll draw a 3 mana card, I guess. I could, reconfigure. Yeah, maybe the cuff should be on the vigilant creature. Okay, let's do it like this. Because this will give me another modified creature as well. Now it's a 3/6 vigilance reach. So if they now go and block, they can block it with the goes inside the 3. I can only kill one of them, so I would lose this for sure. But is it worth it? Trading with anything here. They have to put 6 power. Okay, I'm actually gonna go attack now because I know now that I do actually. Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's attack with this. Maybe I'm willing to, because I'm only trading the samurai token, nothing else here. The web spinner cuff is still gonna be a 1/4 reach guy. And yeah, I could use the Techfragger, but I don't think it's the time to do that. Especially because they do have the Dockside Chef up here now. So I can draw for 2 mana a 1 card. I should do it right away. Okay, brute suit. I'm not gonna ninjutsu this thing, I don't think. I'll just play this because it's, efficient use of mana. I will be drawing cards each turn. Plus, this is a modified creature. I could have done that actually before drawing the card. But I guess I could have drawn something else interesting. They get to draw 2, by the way, sacking the Mender there. But the point is that this is now a modified creature because of the Death Touch counter. This will draw me cards for 1 mana. And they actually, yeah, they did sacrifice their artifact, which means they don't have access to looting anymore. Another crafted growth. Don't think it matters too much. They get these drains from this frog token, but I'm at 11, that's enough. They don't know about the singularity, so I could maybe... Well, I don't know that this is gonna be a 4/4. Or they sacrifice that to draw a card. So they are looking for something great from their deck. That has to be the case. Why would they otherwise sacrifice a actual creature there? I mean, they traded a card to a card. It's not that bad, but I guess they have some bomb in the deck which they just want to. Also, I could have one of my Boseiju reach skyward. That's just gonna be great. Such a big creature. Yeah, they go deep because this can also sacrifice artifacts, so they chose to sacrifice the network terminal here now. So they have 3 mana up, which allows them to put a counter on the shrine, and they still have the Dockside Chef. Okay, no longer. That's no longer the case. They have no mana producers here, so okay. Now I could kill something if I really wanted to. First of all, the Kappa Techfragger, I can make it, I can give it. I can make them. I could actually give the web spinner cuff. Maybe at first I'm gonna just draw a card for 1 mana. If I had this can draw a card for free if I had 4 modified creatures, but I don't see a way to get 1 mana. So let's just draw a card. Alright, goes inside number 2. Well, I lost my previous one, so I don't get to double shrine here. There's no way to bring that one back. Anyway, I think I'll just use the Boseiju who endures here. Because what I can do now is, first of all, reconfigure here on this Kappa Tech Wrecker. So now it's what, 7 toughness. And it has death touch. And now I can attack. I will actually, if I need to use this, I want to have a legendary creature, so I'm gonna play the Goshintai here now. I still have the Mana Dork here, who I can use. So now this is the Boseiju's ability is just currently only 1 mana. So they actually allow me to get rid of the Goshintai now. I'm gonna get rid of it. I could get rid of the Dockside Chef too, but I think I like more to get rid of this, which is gonna be annoying. And I still have this thing up. Now I could, yeah, maybe I'll play 1. I don't want to show them what I have here. I mean, if I leave this mana up, they will suspect something, so it's better to do like this. Now, this has defender, so they don't have exactly a massive attack here. That said, they can attack with the frog. Okay, they're gonna draw some. Yeah, I'm afraid they have some crazy bomb. But I guess I have the explosive singularity, which can, you know, kill any creature at least. Yeah, I think they had to kill the card drawing thing, and now they can attack. They don't want to attack. Alright, this is actually looking very good right now. So I can just pile up on the Kappa Tech Wrecker here. There's no more card drawing here, but that's fine. I can make this quite big. Reconfigure on the Kappa Tech Wrecker. It doesn't have any death touch, but it's gonna be a 3/8. And then, of course, I could do the same for the first striker here. Then I can still have mana for the Brute Suit. Maybe the Vigilance guy actually. Kinda like to keep this away from harm's way. Yeah, I'm willing to trade the Vigilance guy here. Attack for 6. Because they are actually starting to go low on life total here. Any tricks there? Nope. So now I can play the Brute Suit. And I can still use the Goshintai. And I think I will tap my... Although, yeah, I will not have mana up for the Boseiju who endures, but I'm still dealing this. I don't want the opponent to suspect something. I mean, it's not like they have any you know, big amount of... They don't have more than 4 power on the battlefield, plus I have 2 blockers, and if they try to remove my blockers, I can crew the Brute Suit in response. So I will have blockers available here. And they just go and draw cards. What are they looking for? There must be some amazing card, but what is the craziest thing they could draw? Okay. The only mass removal spell in the format, I think, is the white one. That exiles. Yeah, that's a very good card, but opponent... You are losing. I mean, I don't even need to show the singularity to them. Although I do have -2, -0 for each of my creatures, except for the vehicle. Now this is actually quite tricky, because I don't want them to know about the explosive singularity. So what I'm doing here is, first of all, the sling is just a 2/2. I can unattach this one. It's the one with the counter. And oh, I should have, before that I should have crewed this thing. That was a mistake. I guess I can do that still. I mean, that was actually foolish, but it's quite funny that I have all the mana. Jeez, look at this. I just wasted 4 mana, because why not? And unattach. Alright, so let's attack for a point, for a few. I think I will use the Boseiju on the Behold, because they are gonna actually scry and draw. I don't want them to have access to that. And I still have mana up for the... So, I mean, I can still win with the explosive singularity here. So this is gonna they get the land, and I still get to ping them for 1. And I mean, let's say they find some They could have, of course, a discard effect. And this is the only reason I did do it this way is that this is a best of 3 match. Oh. A best of 3 match, and the explosive singularity, when the opponent doesn't know about it, it's a huge advantage. Because when they do, they are not gonna go to like 10 life if they know about this. And whereas normally you can easily take damage from an attack to go like to 10 or 8, 9 or 8. But if they know about this, they will try to avoid that. So it's definitely not worth revealing that information. And given the board position here, I shouldn't have given the information. Now, they have the Tatsunori, but they didn't really take the full benefit from the card. I think they shouldn't have attacked it with it, because it can also give the evasion ability both to itself and the frog. But I don't think my... As you can see, this is my sideboard. There's nothing that can kill it. This can get me an enchantment, but I don't have enchantment-based removal here. If I was playing white or blue, that might be a different story. I don't think I'm gonna splash for the Tamiya's completion. I will have to find either the Flame Discharge or one of the 2 Master's Rebukes. Yeah, I can kill it. Now, is there something I really want to have? Not interested in the Bamboo Grove Archers. A Kindled Fury is actually... There's gonna be some creature combat, and there's also the Bamboo Grove Archer, which is actually quite annoying blocker. I'm interested in playing 1 Kindled Fury, but now I have to make the decision about what to cut. I'm not sure about the Thundersteel Colossus. I'm not that convinced that card is what I need to play, especially on the draw. Maybe the Coiling Stalker is the... Yeah, it's quite easy to block this 2-1, so I'm gonna cut the Coiling Stalker and play the Kindled Fury instead. Yeah, that's the very minor sideboarding. Like I said, with this card pool, there's not much I can... There's not a lot of moving space in terms of sideboarding, and the main deck is quite good, so I don't even want to really cut any cards from there. Now this is... If this was my if this was my 2-mana 2-1, I would be a little bit happier. So this deck of course needs to draw the 3rd land. I have 14 lands in the deck, 33 cards. Yeah. This hand needs to draw the 3rd land by turn 3, so I have 3 draw steps there. I have to keep it still because this is quite good hand with the Posage to reach skyward. And that's it. That's the land. Now, I hope to draw a 2-drop, but that's not hopefully necessary. They have... Okay, this is a 3-3, but it's a slow 3-3. But it's also mana accelerating for them, so... But that's just a Fang of Shigeki. Alright, the 4th land is good. I have a Kindled Fury up, but I will shift enter here because there's no way I'm gonna use this on their creatures, so I don't wanna have any priority stops here. Okay, so they get just a Grafted Growth. Are they gonna make this into a 2-2? Don't really care, I have a 2-2 first striker here. They will get the 3-3 on the next turn, but it doesn't have haste, so they can't attack with it. Okay, I don't actually mind that I drew this many lands in a row, because this hand can benefit from them quite nicely. Alright, so let's see if they have something for this. They can't even attack into it, if they don't. If they just attack, I think I'm gonna block. Let them have their trick. Leech Gauntlet. Yeah, some lifelink. Don't think I'm caring about that. That doesn't give us that increase, it only gives lifelink. So they won't be able to attack now. That's fantastic. And this is the turn when I'm gonna... Because I do want to have my Posage reaches skyward. At some point. I can take 3 damage on next turn. I don't care about that. Now this is... I get 2 forests. I don't even have to discard the hand size. I will be at 7 cards in my hand. By the way, was that the 4th land? Yes, it was. But I kept the 2-lander. I definitely wanted to draw the 3-land. If the cost is that I wanted to draw the 3rd land, and if the cost is that I had to draw 3 additional lands, I can take it because this hand really doesn't mind. Maybe I can get to draw some cards with the guideboard too. So a couple of turns and I will get to have this massive creature. And I only take 3 here, going to 15, and then I can start playing other stuff. I can play the Brute Suit, and which I can easily use to block the likeness of the Seeker. Kindled Fury will be useful as well. Modern Age gives them a flyer, but it's only a 2-power flyer. And this has reach, by the way. So once it happens. So they discarded a swamp there. Good looting. Okay, there's a Master's Rebuke. That's nice. So here I will just play one of the forests they know about. Actually, it doesn't matter which of these forests. It's an identical card, so the eye symbol would be going away anyway. But yeah, no reason to play the Guidebot quite yet. Is there a reason to not use the Shrine? Because again, it's irrelevant damage, but I don't want to give them any information I don't need to. And I can still have the Kindled Fury up here. So I'm gonna actually do it like this. So currently I don't have the Master's Rebuke up, which might, you know, punish me a little bit, but I don't want them to know about it. Okay, more crafted growth. It's not gonna be good enough because this being a 4/4, my suit will still trade with it. And I won't be trying to save my suit. I won't be trying to save my suit here. I will just happily take the trade. They get to untap 3 lands, but that probably doesn't matter too much. They discarded another swamp, so the loots were beneficial for them, for sure. Okay, they gain 4 life, but now the creature is no more. I'll get my massive creature, and of course... Oh, that is... Well, that's a problem. They just are gonna have a draw 4 on the next turn. Alright. That is a huge problem. They are 29, so it's gonna be hard to win with this. Yeah, the draw 4 is gonna be making the game very challenging now. Oh man, it was the last card. They did loot, you know, to get to that. But yeah, well, I think the same applies here. I'm gonna use this green mana to ping them for 1. I don't want them again to know. Soon I have enough mana that I can just, you know, have everything up here. Alright, this is sad. This is sad. They're gonna be at 5 cards now. There's the Tatsunori, but that I'm going to kill. Do they have an enchantment as well? Yeah, they do. Well, I can kill the big Boseiju thing with the Singularity. It is actually in this game I'm more likely to use it for that purpose. Okay, they are tapped out, so maybe I can use my Kindled Fury to get rid of the Fang of Shigeki actually. Alright, Flame Discharge is also a card. So I will kill the Tatsunori. This thing sadly doesn't have Vigilance, so they get to attack with their 2/3 flyer. But I do want to be able to start attacking with this guy too, so I feel like Kindled Fury is the best thing to use on the Fang of Shigeki here now. And then I will use the Flame Discharge to get rid of the Tatsunori. Only need 1 mana for that, 1 extra. Then I will still have... Then I will have to take their attack. No, I have my first striker here. So yeah, this is fine. So I assume they are gonna block with the Death Toucher. So it's dealt with. And now... I still have the Rebuke. I kind of forgot that actually. Okay, they have 6 lands. They will have 8, but... Alright, so Flame Discharge or the Rebuke. The Rebuke is of course... Okay, I mean I have to... Now that they are tapped out, I definitely should do it like this. And this costs 3, so yeah, this is fine. I can use a mana for this ping effect here, and I can still draw a card with the Guidebot. And my first striker. Of course they do get this flyer too. I kind of forgot that they not only was it the draw 4 cards, they also get a massive thing here, which so they have 2 massive things which I both need to be able to kill. But I am. My current hand works there. I go to 13, and I have this card drawing machine myself here. That actually is gonna help me get back to the game. Okay, the sling not the most impactful. I think I'm going to attack for 8 now. I just use the discharge on the vision of the unspeakable. Don't think I'm gonna worry about this. Play and equip would be 1 additional damage. I don't think that's what I need to do. Although it makes activation of the Tobashi Guidebook cheaper. Because I don't need much. I have a modified creature, so this is X+2, so I need to deal. They can have an instant speed card draw, maybe some kind of thirst for knowledge or something like that. I have to make sure I can actually kill it. But let's do this first. I think they just take 9 here. Why would they do anything else? I'm very happy if they go for any kind of block here. So what is this? I'm actually killing them all now. Let's start with maybe this. The frog is the least. Because I of course can now... I mean, I could let this trade happen. It seems like they have something. They're gonna count on their own Boseiju here. So this is now... yeah, I fear that it's so that they have a trick here. And I want to respond to that trick. Yeah. Okay, they actually just took this. Which is fine. They all die. And they are counting on their own Boseiju doing a thing. But I can kill it. I can kill it. So I should maybe... I reconfigured this here for now. Just to make it cheaper to use the ability. I have now 2 reconfigured creatures. This does count itself, yeah. So I will now ping for 1 here. So I can kill their Boseiju here. Unless they have something. Because this, I mean, I can kill with both of these, but I do want to have the, the game plan of having the singularity. Singularity for their face. Okay, that is horrible. That is actually freaking horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. That's what they were digging into in the previous game. They just wanted to get their big hitters. Yeah, I think now with the stuff they have available, I don't think I can have... Yeah, this is too much. Them getting all those cards back with the channel here. That is certainly too much. That is absolutely horrible. They're gonna get... No, they actually don't have a land drop here, so if they draw in the draw step an instant speed effect, they get another draw 4 here. Alright. I mean, it's still gonna be a Scry 2 draw 2, so it's gonna be insane. That's just insane. So, given that information, I should have gone for the Flame Discharge. I just was so afraid that I go for the Flame Discharge and they have a trick of some kind. And then it's just horrible. I thought I'm in a good shape, but of course I didn't know they can get all that stuff back. Cancel, so x+2, yeah, x equals 7, that's the... Okay, I can't even cast this Jukai Trainee here. And they get to draw even a card here. Why did I do this on my own turn? I guess I needed to do it before they drop a land, so... But at least that means that that's not gonna be a draw 4, unless they have like 2 instants in their hand. Well, don't get to even draw a card. I mean, that was such a backbreaking thing. How can I win here? I mean, I can win by decking if I get to eliminate all the threats, but... Well, the good news is they didn't return the Boseiju reaches skyward, so they don't have that coming up. They have this unspeakable thing, which I can kill. I can draw my, the reach equipment. That's one way to, because the vector collider is of course doing things here. So 12 crafted growth, I guess that's fine. Okay, well, I guess that's one less draw step for in the game. So the singularity kills the very massive behold the unspeakable. I'm actually a bit surprised they chose to go for the Fang of Shigeki instead of the Boseiju Reaches Skyward. Oh no, it wasn't dead at that point. Sorry, I was wrong. Yeah, it wasn't dead at that point. Yeah, I'm a fool. What am I talking about? Okay, so their threat is actually not that big right now. First I'll just draw a card right away. A 3-4 I can... Okay, and there's my other reach guy. Okay, am I doing it? Am I actually doing it after them getting this twice? Not to mention the other stuff they got. But the Death Touch is really useless. I had only one forest left in my deck. And I have a lot of good stuff here. Okay, so the Death Touch is quite useless against the first striker here for sure. I could unreconfigure or reconfigure this away, but then I don't have mana for the shrine, and I don't think I need a 1-1 blocker here. I have enough blockers here. So let's just... I mean, they get their flyer. They get to have another counter on the vector collider though. With the terrarium. So I might need to... Yeah, I do need to draw... this is gonna be a very big reach guy. It's actually... What did they do here? Wait a minute. Oh, they have the Takenuma Abandoned Mire. And look at this Tamiyo. Okay, so now they have a Tamiyo there suddenly. What the... They have 7 cards left in the deck. Well, my game plan is to win by them decking, but they just... They got the Shigeki back with the Takenuma. Oh, that's insane. So they used this thing to mill 3, and one of them happened to be a Tamiyo. Geez, their deck. And they returned the Shigeki, which can return now. Oh man, this is gonna be a huge... They're gonna have a handful of cards. The Shigeki in this game, when they drew this, that was all they needed here. I thought I actually had a chance here. But, I mean, maybe they somehow deck out here and I can actually somehow survive here. This will be a big creature on the next turn. This is gonna deal 3. But they have also a lot of attackers. I can't... Well, this has Defender. Network Terminal Boseiju, I know mostly what's in their hand. The Leech Gauntlet is not relevant. I don't care about their life, because if they're gonna lose the game, it's due to decking here. They didn't return a Tamiya. What is this? Non-legendary cards. Ah, now I see. That's why they can't even get the Tatsunori back. Okay, no, it's not legendary. Okay, let's just do things here now. I need to use the singularity, but I can just, hard cast it. Okay, Boseiju. But I can only... I can't... Oh, I can't... Oh man, it would have killed the Vision of the Unspeakable, but I can't use the channel from there. Darn it. Do I have enough blockers? I need to use this anyway. So... What the flyer... Yeah, I can block the ground guys, so it's okay. That dies. Auto pay, I guess doesn't matter really how I do it. Can't draw a card this turn, but... I mean, I should be... I think I'm alive here. The looting doesn't do much, it actually just makes them to lose faster. So now the 2 cards I don't know about are the big things, because... I don't think they want to fetch any forests, even if they have those in the deck, because that's just gonna make it faster. I guess that makes them draw the spell, if the 5 spells remaining in the deck are relevant. But I'm gonna have a massive Boseiju here, so now I'm gonna take 4, going down to 1. Can they make me lose 1 life here? Oh yes they can, they had the removal there, so now they can just attack for lethal. Oh man. Oh, that was sad. They have exactly one ground guy. They will attack for 5 now. Unless they miss it for some reason, but I don't think they're gonna miss it. They missed it. I had 2 blockers, they had 3. What? I'm alive after all this. Opponent just gave me a free turn here because I was going to lose if they just attack with the 3 creatures that are able to attack. Okay, am I doing it somehow? Jeez, what a game this is. Let's do this first. I'm not gonna deck out here. Okay, this is going to give me a another reach guy, which can be pretty darn relevant. I have a 12/12 reach guy here. Who's gonna be my reach guy? Maybe the Yukai trainee. If they bounce it, I don't want them to bounce a token. It's a 5/5 guy with reach now. And then do this as well. That allows me to draw a card for 2 mana. Okay. They have their Boseiju thing, but I have a 12/12. They are having a 1/2. How big that's gonna be? Oh, they can. Oh, come on. I forgot this. It does mill though. It does mill them if they use the channel option. Oh, give me a break. They play 3 colors. Invoke Despair is one of them. Now they do have 2 crafted growths. So that allows them to maybe do this. Well, I don't have a Planeswalker, so I just lose now. So this was one of those games where I actually, it was like a roller coaster. I think I was in a rather good shape if they didn't have the way to deal, direct damage to me. Because they were gonna deck out here. Yeah, with two crafted growths and the terrarium, I guess that's maybe. I mean, if the game goes long, they will be able to cast this. But if they have this like in their starting hand, it's gonna be just a useless card for so many turns. Alright, so how to do it? I guess they had to win on the 1 turn where they could have attacked with all the 3 ground creatures, putting me to exactly to 0. So that was fine. But what a game! That was a really amazing game in terms of, I mean, the back and forth. That was definitely me feeling like I can survive, and then it was desperate, and then suddenly I felt again that I can survive. But in the end, the opponent had given the amount of cards they had access to, it wasn't that surprising. So do I want to play something like a Thundersteel Colossus? Don't know really if that's the kind of game plan here. I might want to play another of these Kindled Furies. I don't like those first strikers that much. But I do also like all the remaining cards. Maybe the Brute Suit might be a bit too... do I need it? Well, now they know about the Kindled Fury, so maybe I should not put more of those. Okay, I'll use the same deck. At least I will be on the play now. I just try to maybe have a faster start here. But the opponent's deck is just, they have Tamiya and all that, so it's gonna be very tough to win any kind of long game. I need to I have also only 6 minutes time. Okay, I'm gonna do this right away. I actually didn't even realize I have so few. Imagine if this was like 2 minutes. In 6 minutes I can win all those. Man, I just totally didn't see the clock. I have too large display because I'm just staring at the battlefield here. Okay, well that's a game plan, I guess. I just need to draw enough creatures. Okay, they have a slow start. They have someone. Oh, is this a Tamiya safekeeping? I think that's pretty much. No, it's a coming with spirits. Alright, so let's see what crazy thing they have. Look at this. They are, at 2 lands, they already have access to all the mana. All the 3 colors. Not happy about that at all. So can I actually deal... This is actually going to be able to, make them lose a life per turn here. Okay, they just do that stuff. And I got the Simian thing. That is good. I can do this reconfigure and still use the the 1 mana ability, because now every life point counts with me having the Singularity in my hand. They have ways to gain life, but hopefully they don't gain too much. I can use the Kindled Fury, Master's Rebuke. They have access to 5 mana now though, but I only need here to make them go to 10 here. Crafted Growth, very slow, no creatures. Okay, please don't have removal on this guy. That would be annoying if they could remove it. No, don't do that. Ah. Exiles a creature they control. I'm sad. I'm so sad. I can't do it. This doesn't work mid combat. So. Well, I was really hoping that I can just go for the singularity here. They would have gone to what 14 and then ping to 13. That would have almost, at least that cannot block. It's gonna be so close. If they get any of their life gain effects, it's gonna be horrible. Well, that's gaining them life already. And I didn't draw anything relevant here. Okay, I think I have lost the game here, but if they have like anything, they just need to draw like a Tamiya there. Ah man, the depth to the Kami, that was super annoying. Now I really need them to get unlucky and myself to get lucky here. 18 is way too much. Okay, there's a ghost inside, which I don't have to care about right now. They will have this massive thing. I cannot kill it. Okay, there's a Tamiya. Okay, that's. I mean, I can kill. No, it's a +1. Yeah, whatever. I'm done. I'm done. Like I said, if they are drawing all their good stuff, I'm not gonna waste time here. That's literally disgusting. That I didn't even have another creature there. Okay, so here I have a good hand here. I won't be playing this on turn 1. I'd rather play my 2-drop here. So this says green. That game 3 there. They had the Tamiya there and all the Boseiju and all that. There was no way I'm gonna beat them by. I beat them by you know, to less than 10 life. I really had hopes with the red shrine, but they had the done removal, and I didn't even see a lot of removal from them, you know, earlier in there. Okay, so am I gonna play the Goshintai with... Actually what I'm doing is the Brute Suit here. It's gonna be a 4-3. 4-3 here. Can attack and can block. Yeah, I needed to have a faster starter. They had quite the deck with those 3 colors, but they did have the mana fixing. They had multiple cards, at least 3 cards that fix mana, plus the Terrarium 4th one. Yeah, I think they were able to support the mana base. Okay, so they can loot the Rummage now if they want to. Then again, they will have to take 2 damage here. They just play the Apprentice. Okay, then... I think they wanted to do this pre-combat, I mean, before playing the Apprentice, because now I know it's a safe to block. I might have played around the trick there. I actually wouldn't have, but the opponent doesn't know that. Alright, so... I guess Sling goes inside, get a counter. That sounds like a good idea here. Don't need a Scrap Welder. So I have here a few must remove targets. So let's see how much removal they are gonna have here. And yes, the Scrap Welder can sacrifice the Tawashi Guidebot to bring back the Brute Suit. The good thing is that this is an instant speed activation, so as long as this is able to use the ability, I mean, this has... Okay, they have a removal there. Sure. Well, they used 4 mana to deal with my thing there. Alright. So I could... This is dice, not an exile. So if it exiles, it doesn't... Because I could equip the Head Helm now and attack with it as a 3-3. Or, I mean, the other way around, actually. That's better, because both give the same stat boost that the stats are. So I should equip it on... No, this reconfigure is 3. No, that doesn't work. But this is 2, so I can make this into a 3-3. Attack. and use the tech wrecker to get rid of the apprentice. I'm not sure it's the greatest play available, but I think it's fine enough play. It's possible they jump block and make this into a 2-4, but I don't think I care about that. In that case, I just, cast this post-combat. I wasn't gonna discard my hand to draw the 3 cards. That just wasn't gonna happen. Okay, this is fine. At least now I don't need to lose any tempo here. So do they have removed 2 of my things? Do they have a 3rd removal on one of these things now? This has Death Touch, so unless they do have the first strike spell that I have 2 of in my sideboard, they can't really attack unless they remove, of course. Yeah, this being just a 2-mana 1/3 Death Toucher, it's already so good, and of course it has the ability to trade the Death Touch to some nice removal. Is such a nice card. But I'm happy they jump blocked. I mean, they just used the card to add 1 counter on the Aki Ronin. I don't think that's really a big deal. Now, what are they thinking? They have no lack of removal apparently. 1, 2, 3 removal spells, but still I have threats left here. Okay, that gives +1/+1. Now, is the final card in their hand the kind of card they want to discard to draw something else? We will see it very soon. Okay, it's something good. So of course I would have wanted to see the discard. That would have been better for me. Not gonna sacrifice this, so I'm gonna just attack for 3, play the Scrap Welder. This will be able to attack as a 3/5, but I think that's fine. Yeah, the Scrap Welder is better here now. I want to untap with it, then I play the Guidebot and this will be able to use it. So if they try to kill the Guidebot, I can return an artifact from my graveyard. So I go to 14, they get to rummage again. If they now drew a card they want to actually trade into something else. Then they will have this 1/1 on the next turn. Okay, it's gonna be bigger now. Well, okay opponent. The heck is that? They still don't want to discard that. Okay, well, Explosive Singularity. I can use it to kill the Ronin, but this is really annoying though. This has menace now. I could give my guy +1/+3 and then have a double block available. I can't say I'm happy about this, how this turned out. Definitely I'm not. Well, I'm going to play the Guidebot anyway. Give the Scrap Welder maybe a counter, because the Head Helm is gonna be better. If something gets removed, I'd rather have the counter on the one that's less likely to get removed. So I could now, of course, double block that thing. I could attack for 3 too, but I'm taking 4. I mean, I guess the 4 isn't too much. I mean, I can attack for 7. Let's go. I'm not able to use the Singularity now. They're having a bit too fast start here, but they are not winning the race here. If they leave this thing as a blocker, that's not a big deal. Of course, the fact they didn't discard their cards, that is not great for me. That means they have some actually irrelevant stuff in their hand. I go to 8. Can't even jump block because it does have menace. Did they finally find a card they want to discard? I mean, it's good for them if they have like a redundant land, but if they don't discard here, that means they have 2 good spells in their hand. And I can't say I'm a fan of that situation. But I guess I could have a game plan around this Singularity now. I actually need only 1 more. Okay, so I could win on the next turn. This is another creature also taps for mana. That's 10 then. If none of these dies, that is. Oh, but I can unequip the Simeon Sling here. Actually, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do that. So that gives me the win on the next turn. This time I have to show this because I don't like the attack. It seems like the opponent has something. They have 2 spells they want to have there. I don't want them to, you know... I don't want them to, you know, get a nice blowout here. Now the opponent might be wondering why the heck did I do this thing. The reason is that now I have 4 creatures. I will have a 5th creature. And as long as I can untap with 5 creatures. Oh, but I can't untap with 5 creatures. They have a seismic wave. Are you... Okay, this is an artifact, this is an artifact. Okay, it only kills the... It only kills the Ogre Held Helm here. Oh, but did I miscount my things? I don't have... I did miscount. Oh man. I need to draw a land here now. Oh, I was gonna need to draw a land anyway. That's the point. What was I? No, I wasn't actually. 4 creatures. No. I was. If none of my guys would have died, then that would have worked. Now none of these must not die. And then also I need to draw a land. They have that thing too. Okay, am I gonna be short one? And I can't even use the guide bot now because I need to have the creature around. I need to draw a land. I think they are gonna attack. Although they might not. Okay, they... Why would the portrait attack now? Okay. So, I mean, I could... In normal circumstances, I would just, of course, double block here and trade with this thing. But now it's just not gonna happen. If I draw land, I win the game. It's as simple as that. If I don't draw land, I think I will lose the game though. But double blocking gives me a... I mean, I'm not gonna be able to push through these guys. Land it is. Land it has to be. That's 9 now. I can sacrifice... I don't think there's any... I can bring back an artifact. But I mean, I lose a creature and get a creature back. That doesn't really benefit me in any way. Getting the head helm back does not. Okay, land. That's it. That's it. Oh. I did it. Man, that was tough. Look at the amount of removal the opponent had. That was... I mean, I had such a good start, but no, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was really tough. Okay. So now what do I sideboard in? So let's see the battlefield here. So... definitely they are pretty fast. So I can't have my clumsy stuff. But the seismic wave means I won't have any 1 toughness non-artifact creatures. It's too nasty. So I'm gonna have the Coiling Stalker out. Anything else? This one will get a counter. So I will be able to play that thing. The rest of these are either 2 toughness or... Well, actually the Favor of Yukai. Sorry, the Careful Cultivation. Now that will die to that thing. So what does that mean in practice? Do I want to replace it with a land? Maybe Commune with Spirits? I guess I could see that happening. I have 8 enchantments and 16 lands, so 24. How about the Kindled Fury? But yeah, the Coiling Stalker already went. Maybe I will have a Kindled Fury in its place. I don't think I still want to have the Bamboo Crow Archer. But I think I will maybe... Oh, I have also the Ecologist Terrarium. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. The Careful Cultivation goes away because the 1/1 token gets killed for free if they have the Seismic Wave. I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna replace this mana producing thing with the Ecologist Terrarium. I guess that's fine. I get the counter from it. It can, you know, work nicely with the scrap welder and the synthesizer. So this is the sideboarding. I think I'm gonna, yeah, this is it. Okay, so they have a lot of removal there. Well, I just have to accept that my things will get removed. Not much else to do there. Alright, so this is a fine hand. I do have the Terrarium getting me the forest, so I have a turn 1 sling, then most likely the Terrarium, and then the web spinner cuff on turn 3, and then at some point I get the synthesizer. They have a hotshot mechanic, which I'm happy to block with this Simian sling. This is actually now better than the green card, because that requires green mana to get the 1/1 token. Are they gonna... I don't think they're gonna remove the Simian sling. That would be a bit brave. Alright, so I did draw the forest, but I think I want to play this only after I get to put the counter, because they could have the seismic wave, which will kill this, and I can easily just play the Terrarium here, get another forest. And next turn the cuff will be also a great blocker on the mechanic. Synthesizer will get me more cards. The later I play this, the more likely I am to get the full value out of the card. And I'm not gonna attack because I just want to block their mechanic. If they have a removal spell, they might use it now, but nope. That is a pilot, not a samurai or warrior. Alright, so there's a flame discharge. Do I have a reason to? Of course, this can attack and I won't be blocking with the sling even, because it has menace, so if I play my 1/4, they get the discount, but I guess this is gonna be a long game anyway. They will be able to empty their hand, no problem. This could be also just a safe turn to do this though, now that they are tapped out. I think I'm actually choosing this, because I won't be blocking this thing anyway. Let's get this guy out of the range of the seismic. You know, it can still be killed with the seismic wave, but now it's not gonna be a free kill with the second part of the effect. And this is fine. I can play then the cuff on the next turn and have a mana for the Goshintai if it, you know, survives this turn cycle. So they get to play 5 mana worth of stuff because I'm not double blocking the samurai. Okay, there's a Kami's Flare. And now they can play a 3-drop after combat still. Okay, now that I have another piece of removal here, it's slightly more tempting to just use the flame discharge on this thing. Am I gonna actually do it? The Rebuke doesn't really kill much because I have nothing that has a lot of power, except if I combine with the Favor of Yukai, I guess. Yeah, let's play the cuff. I mean, they might have it. I mean, at some point I will be, of course, able to, and I'm not gonna use this, I wanna use it with the open mana. At some point I will be able to easily block this guy if I just draw, you know, a creature of some kind. And this is one of the removal spells I did not see in the previous game, so they have a lot of removal. No blocks, I can't block. Well, I can, but I would lose the sling. I'd rather take 2 damage. Now they can play a 5-drop. They could have the handful of removal because they are not playing creatures here. Now they have 5 mana available, both colors. 4 cards in hand. If they have a creature in their hand, they would play a creature. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, they have handful of removal then. Fine. I'll do the synthesizer thing in that case. I can play all but my Mythic Rare, I think. Okay. That's gonna eat a point of removal, but I have to just make them use their stuff. I could attack here with the Simming and Sling, but I'm not even convinced that's the thing what I want to be doing here. But they're gonna do something in the beginning of combat. We are in my beginning of combat right now. Why would they do anything before I attack? Don't think that's something they... Okay, repel the Wilder. That's totally fine. And yes, I could attack with the Cuff here, but it's not worth it. I want to have the 2 blockers on this mechanic here in case they remove the other one. No point dealing 1 to the opponent. I will get value from the synthesizer, but I might want to have access to more lands before that happens. Don't have to, but they are getting this 2 damage. I will use the Flame Discharge on this thing. I think I have to, because it seems like they don't have creatures, so why would I just take 10 damage out of this thing? Of course, if I draw a creature, it's a different story, but let's say I draw a land. I think I'll just use the Discharge instead of the synthesizer. Although this synthesizer, but it only gives me a 2/2, it's kinda awkward. Okay, so that is gonna... Wait a minute, that's x, yeah, x equals 4. Because of the discount here, understand. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. They have their removal, that's like 3 removal spells, 2 creatures they have played now. Finally. That's nice. I guess I'll take another 2 points of damage here still. But this is gonna be a problem for them. They use their Repel the While. Hopefully they don't have multiples of those. Just keep these as a blocker on the Sling here. Now that is worth removing. If they are not gonna give the counter to the... Are they gonna give the mechanic the counter? No. Are they gonna give the Ryu itself? Because I do have a +3/+3 in my hand. If the final card in their hand is not a 2 mana removal spell, I can get them. Now they target itself. Damn, they're smart. They are playing around the... I can still lose both of these here. Not sure if it's worth it. I'm taking here 6. Why did they do that? I think it's time to get rid of the Sling here. This is fairly decent use for the favor of Yukai. It's a 2 mana channel, yeah. It's a 2-for-1, but I mean it's still good. I'm gonna get this big creature. I just want to have my life total at a healthy amount. And now I can do this to get a 2/2. Okay, that's a land. And then I can use the... Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do here. Counter here. Doesn't seem like the opponent has anything, and rebuke on this thing before they untap. Now, this way I'm in a good... I have a 3/3 against their 2/1. They have no other creature, and I have a very big creature coming up. And still the Flame Discharge here if they actually find... Let's say they find the Helm, which can allow them redrawing a lot of cards. Okay, now I like my chances. Yeah, let's see what you have. Okay, really? Are they gonna 2-for-1 themselves now? Why would they make... That was a bluff attack, or they missed that this is a 3-3 nowadays, not a 2-2. What the heck? X+2, because I have a modified creature as I cast. Well, sure. That's dead. Play the Scrap Welder, and I guess unless they have the white 6 mana exile, whatever you want to exile, I've already won the game now. Okay, so yeah. That was good stuff there, but I guess my stuff was just better. And the experimental synthesizer, that really netted me extra cards. Actually, 3 extra cards. Yeah, this thing doesn't have vigilance, but also... oh boy. Yeah, they don't... I mean, I'm having almost lethal attack. Even if I play land, I was just thinking who am I gonna ninjutsu. Because they are not gonna block any of these. I mean, of course the Scrap Welder. I was like briefly considering maybe ninjutsuing this thing to get even more lands, but that would have been totally unnecessary. Okay, that was a clean 2-0. Okay, I got only green mana sources here, but I do have the favor of you guys giving... Sorry, this is the trick. No, this is not the one that gives me the... Yeah, well, that's a different thing then. I thought first this was the one that gives me a 1-1 creature, because then I could have maybe played this even on turn 3. Now it's a little bit more riskier than that. And not just a little bit. I can't cast any of these spells, and this doesn't do anything if I don't have the red for the Simian Sling. Oh, but the Poseidon reaches Skyward is really good. I think this being sealed, I'll keep this because this is such a nice card. Okay, well, that's it. I mean, if I knew the mountain was on the top of the deck, I would have said that this hand is very amazing. Okay, well that's annoying. So I'm gonna lose the trick here. That's the least useful card out of those. Alright, so... Well, not much to do here. Hoping they don't... Well, that's green. They could have a green ninja, but I'm not blocking that because this thing is gonna... Okay, they don't want to attack either. So this is gonna be able to crew my Brute Suit, so I kinda need it for that. And now I do get the turn 4 Poseidon reaches Skyward, so I'm very happy about this keep now. That's a good card. But I'm not being pressured at all. And that means that I will be able to... Oh, well, we didn't even have to use the... So I just drew lands there, which is pretty fantastic. I mean, I'm gonna get more forests. This is now a removal spell. I didn't expect that to be the case given my starting hand, which had Poseidon who endures and one other land. Okay, so this has vigilance, but they could double block it. They get the card. It's a bit here and there. They can attack for 3 back. I don't actually mind the double block. If they lose both of those creatures, it's okay. And yes, I don't have any idea why did I do this before combat if I'm planning to attack. I just didn't even realize it's an option here. Fine, let's attack for... I mean, if they don't block, I deal 4, they deal 3. They were gonna get the card out of that Mender anyway, so... And this is just a... It's a bit awkward vehicle if the Simian Sting dies. There's not really an easy way for me to, you know, crew it. I guess that Towashi Guidebook can be. Alright, that's a good one, but I will have a bigger creature coming up. Let's see what they find. It's either a creature or an enchantment. Well... I guess my hope is that they will target an enchantment creature or an artifact creature, then I can respond with Boseiju. But that was... Well, look at this kind of 5 mana card. This is just amazing when it picks up a Twisted freaking Embrace. Anyway, let's do this now. Alright, so there's a... Oh, come on. That's not... that's not a playable thing. Sadly. But that happens with the synthesizer. So my hope is that they are not going to... Or maybe I can find the instant speed burn spell with the red and X. That's also a possibility. But I would assume they're gonna save this to Embrace for the Boseiju here. Okay, so them targeting that with the Embrace is my hope here. Or that. So there is a chance I don't lose my big thing. It only costs 2 mana, so it's kind of awkward with the... I'm not gonna use the synthesizer because if I, exile something that doesn't allow me to have 2 mana up, it's not great. I'd rather use the guideboard instead. So let's just pass the turn and draw a card with the guideboard. It's gonna cost 3 now. And hopefully they don't target the Blossom Prancer. But they can easily want to have it for some reason. Okay, that's perfect. Unless they have a counter spell on this, of course. Yeah. That was lucky. That was really very lucky. They can get their land. I don't mind. So now the game is on. Not only do I have a massive creature here, but I also have the card drawing thing. Plus the synthesizer giving me additional cards here still. They get a treasure token, but that's no big deal. And of course, if they take a couple of attacks from the branch here, this might just finish the game. Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Annoying, but it's still... I'm not dead. I'm not dead. So I can do this now. I can cast all the spells because I have nothing that costs more than 4 except for the Singularity. And even if I draw my X spell, I do have a modified creature, so this should be fair. I should be able to cast whatever it is. Well, the opponent has only 2 cards left, and I of course have these things, and I can just, if I need to, I can kill this Prancer with the Singularity. They can attack with it now. I am not gonna block it. Okay, that's the final card. I'm very happy they chose to actually play the land from their hand, because now I have full information available. I'm not in any kind of rush to use the Singularity here. It's not like I'm attacking into this board really. So I'm gonna just draw a card here. And I guess I could attack with the Ogre-haired Helm here. Do I wanna crew this? I'm not crew. Reconfigure this on someone or use mana to ping the opponent for 1. I will be wanting to reconfigure it actually. Because I can make this guy into a 5/5 on the next turn. I don't need the 1 mana. I don't need the 1 mana for this 1 damage that the Ghost Entire can deal. Increase Infiltrator. I need one of my reach guys. I have 2 still left. This is included in that group of effects. So actually... I think it still is the ghost inside. I don't kind of want to lose it, but I don't want to put it on here because I'm actually willing to sacrifice this for 3 new cards. And this is already something that's gonna hop onto a creature. Now this is an enchant artifact or creature, so it will stay on a equipment monkey or any equipment because it's an artifact, even if it's equipped on a creature. But I think I'm gonna do it still like this. Play this as a reach thing. Oh, by the way, how much they have mana to pump this? I just forgot that this thing has a... Wait a second. 1, 2, 4... They can make it into a 5, 6. Oh, well, it doesn't help then. Darn. I guess I have to reconfigure it with... whatever. Let's do it anyway. So I can do this and then I can draw a card for... what? One mana, I guess. I have 3 creatures that are... Yeah, let's draw a card for 1 mana. And then Scrap Welder. Okay, that can get me something and... yeah, let's just play this for now. I can take this thing. Because I was planning to reconfigure the Ogre Head Helm here. On this thing, but it will be 5, 6. I guess I can do the Simian Sling part. I will take 5 damage on the next turn. Is that something I can leave with? I'll do like this. I won't get to ping for damage, but it's fine. Auto pay. Oh, it can tap for 2 mana. I sort of forgot that thing. Well, I'm still gonna decline because I don't want to tap it. Yeah, it does have another option. I think I might have to use this as a creature removal. Funnily, I have 10 lands here, so I can do it just with the lands alone. But yeah, now they have total of 9 mana, so they have 2 activations on this thing. It's gonna be a 5, 6, which I can block with the Goshin Tai. If they drew a spell, well, I guess they're gonna play their spell then. Okay. Alright, Synthesizer is good too. I currently have 2... Well, let's do the Synthesizer part first. I'm getting so many cards here. That's pretty good. Another Sling here. So it's time to start actually attacking with these guys. That's the thing here now. So this is a 5-6 blocker as well. Am I actually gonna have to use the Singularity to deal with that thing? I can just put all this stuff. Well, not the. So I can make this into a 6-6. Well, then it would trade with some of those guys, and I don't actually care. Attach to target creature. This has been vigilance. So now whatever block they might have there is fine for me. Master's Rebuke there. Okay, so... Well, I lose my 2/2 token. I'm not really sure the opponent even wanted to do that. I drew a card now because it's a little bit cheaper now. Oh. Resolve. Now those things will be unequipped. And then I can move back. I can't do this, but it's fine. This is actually quite good. Probably. Let's put this one on this thing so it can again, block there. They get a treasure token. So that was again the draw for the... What? Cancel. Oh man, what the... Oh, Jesus. There's no way to cancel this now. I can't cancel this anymore. I mean, it's not such a big deal because now I can't block the whatever they have, but that was just a thought. I wasn't going to, because this thing taps for mana. I was just thinking I'm gonna, you know, pass the turn without doing anything. But of course, it asks if I want to pay the one because there was, oh man. So they get the drain a couple of life points and then they get to attack for 5 damage in the air, which is no. It could matter. Okay, they chose not to attack. Well, that's a lot better then. Now it didn't actually. Now it was good that I used the mana for that. Funny how things change here. All right, so now again, let's do this first. I might actually get decked out here. That's something that's possible, but I'm still gonna use this. Yeah, I don't know if I can afford actually to sacrifice anything on the ogre head helmet. I don't have any more vigilant guys. Who's going to attack? Well, I guess I have this vigilant guy. Maybe this Simian Sling should. I could make it into a 4/4. I could make it into a 5/5. Oh, but this is it's a bit too big creature actually. Huh. I don't want to lose the scrap welder. Let's just this would cost 3 mana though. I'm actually wanting to use this in singularity on this darn thing here. Whatever, let's draw a card. Okay, there is another way to make my... Okay, so I can now start reconfiguring things. I actually just I don't think I need to do anything right now though. 4/6 will be able to block that thing. They have 1 treasure token, but 4, 5, 6, 7 are... Even if they draw a land, they won't be able to activate this 3 times, so maybe I should move this sling on someone. Let's move it to the samurai. That's the thing I'm gonna use for attacks. Okay, now no combats or anything, and I will pay this one, and they are at 20. These are weird games. I can't deal damage to opponents. Well, neither can the opponent, so... And I'm drawing 2 cards a turn, the opponent is not. They play the land. That makes no sense because they do have the infiltrator. The next land gives them a 3rd activation there. Okay. So I don't want to get any of this back now. I could sacrifice that thing. Alright, so Yukai Preserver. Now I'm just going to, this is gonna reconfigure into this thing, and I just want to deal damage. That's what I want to do here. This is gonna reconfigure there as well. Play the land. And I guess this is a 6/9 now. They can pump this multiple times. Well, trading with the flyer is definitely fine. I think the sling is still what I want to do. I built my own big thing. That is fun. I think they just take the 7 here. I would assume. The Kapotech Freger can do something, but it's not necessary now. I'm actually not discarding my hand. That's not going to happen. But am I going to... No, I'll just pass the turn. I can ping them for 1, and then I can draw a card end of turn. And I have the Yukai Preserver up too, because yes, this thing taps for 2 mana. If they have a land, they have 3rd activation for this, but it no longer matters. Okay, that has a death touch. Okay then. This thing has 1st strike though. I'm gonna use all my cards here. I guess it's time to just get the singularity win here. Okay, one of my removal spells, so I can get rid of the death toucher that way. They have 2 activations for the infiltrator. So let's kill the death toucher here. And then I can attack for a bunch here. Now they have to actually jump block because it's gonna be way too dangerous with the Ghost Tai being here. They actually take these slings. Have this, ability, which is not often, triggering, but this time it is. It is relevant indeed. So I'm just going to say maybe red in here, and I'll play the Tech Wrecker. I'm not gonna ninjutsu anything. I should actually draw a card. I should have done it first, but this made it cheaper to activate the ability. And Yukai Training. 7 cards left in the deck. I think it's fine. I'll leave this as a trick if I need to use it as such. But now, of course, I am already being able to win them with my Mythic Rare. Do I have so much? Okay, I have a 16 minutes only time. Maybe I should do it just to save time. Because, okay, yeah, I will save time. Because this will take a bunch of jump blocks and all that, so I'm gonna just do this. Finish the game this way, so we get to go to next. This is game 1 and I'm down to 16 again. Man, this deck is so many decisions here. But yeah, I had a massive amount of card draw, so both the synthesizers and the guidebot just drew me so much extra cards to work with. So this is another one of these 3-color decks, but it's mostly green-black. They are splashing for something blue, which I didn't even see. Hopefully it's not a Tamiya. Alright, so Bamboo Crow Archer. It kinda feels like I didn't see a lot of instant speed interaction. There's a couple of these Twisted Embraces, and then there's the Master's Rebuke. And only the Rebuke is instant speed, so I think I might want to again. The Coiling Stalker is gonna get outclassed way too soon, and I will use one of the not like that. One of the Kindled Furies. The question now is that do I want to use the 7/7 here? Thundersteel Colossus. Because if the game goes as late as it did in the previous one, I might want to do that. It's just that I don't really see any other card I'm willing to cut. I like all the remaining cards. Maybe like one Simian Sling. But I like the +1/+1 I can move around. Yeah, I won't be. I will maybe, if it goes to game 3, maybe I will play this in that case. But the vehicle is good that it does dodge their black removal. The enchantment based, it only kills creatures, not vehicles. So so it would be kind of interesting in that sense. Alright, so let's keep this. Am I ever gonna, by the way, draw both of my shrines and have them survive long enough that I get to trigger them both? Doesn't matter, this hand is actually quite good. Now opponent had a great start. Okay, they have that stuff, so... Alright, well, careful. This one gives me the token, so that is turn 3 Boseiju reaches Skywards. Well, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, their 2-drop not being able to attack is not really concerning now that I have my big stuff here. But yeah, they do have 2 Twisted Embraces, so this is easily gonna die. Alright, they have wow. That's great stuff. But they are still only going to attack for... Still only going to attack for 2 on the next turn. Yeah, the 2-drop not being able to attack is actually quite huge. In that I would be at a lot lower life total otherwise. So I'm gonna go now to 16, then I go down to 14, and then I will have those, well, something. Not yet the Boseiju thing, and I do expect to get blown out by Twisted Embrace there. But that's why I have the Master's Rebuke here, actually. That's pretty sweet, in fact. So they can attack now. Yeah, the Kindled Fury could be used here. I could double block. Okay, that is actually great. This is fantastic. So this is being... Yeah, okay, they just didn't even think about me having something. Maybe they forgot I have a... Yeah, maybe they forgot that I have a thing that can actually tap for mana, because they saw only one open red or something. There is a red shock in the format though, or shock variant. But I mean, that's just sweet. If I play the Yukai Preserver and use this, I don't have mana for my other Master's Rebuke, so I think I'm not doing that. I might move this thing around though. Because I'm gonna start attacking with the Branch of Posage, so I'm gonna put it there. Now I have mana up for my tricks and I can still use this ability here. So if they happen to have the other Twisted Embrace, I can still use the Master's Rebuke here. Okay, they get their blue mana. Let's see if I get to see what's there. Okay, so they get here a little bit blown out. I'm happy I drew both of my rebukes here. Oh, and that's gonna be great. So now they have this 5 power. Of course I will play land before attacks, so let's do this. Okay, so both of the embraces I saw are gone now, and I have still both of my branches alive here. I would be lying if I said I don't like my chances. So yeah, no reason to attack with the Ghost. I know I could with the Kindled Fury, but I want to keep it actually as a blocker. Okay, that's... I have a card to discard for that thing. So I could use this ability, but that's... I mean, that chapter 2 on this card is so weird. I'm definitely submitting 0. Why would I want to draw a land? Alright, so land here. And they will have a few jump blocks, but I'm not that concerned. The sting actually makes them take 1 damage anyway. That's gonna get the counter, and who's gonna get the... I'm gonna play this, I don't need the Kindled Fury up now. I think I'm gonna give the counter to the guide bot. That way it can draw cards for free. I did lose the 1 trigger here, but that doesn't matter, I want to start drawing extra cards. So, yeah, this is now 4 modified creatures. Just tap to draw a card. I like that. Okay. +3/+3 on someone. Well, what is the least impressive card? I guess I could make this into a 4/4. Don't really need the mana for anything. Okay. Yeah. I don't even care if they have a trick, because they will double block the Ghost in China. I will use the Kindled Fury, but if they use their final card to try to kill the 3/3 here. I can't actually kill them both. But if they have a trick here, then they had at least they have used their final card. They also take how much damage? Oh, I'm a fool. I had a lethal attack there, which I didn't realize. Because I could have used the Kindled Fury on someone else. I didn't realize how much damage it is. Not that it's gonna matter, as you can see. These colors don't have the kind of master removal that would deal with everything here. Alright, nice one. But could I get once both shrines alive? For one end step at least, with me having 2 mana for the triggers. That would be funny. Alright, ninjas. Ahoy. I could bluff attack, but it's worth... Yeah, it would only give me 1 damage. That's definitely not worth it, because they might also block, and then I'm like, why did I do that? This was a good 2-drop now. Actually, I have a very nice curve out here. Next turn goes in tie into 1 counter. Discard 2. Okay. Well, it's 2 lands. And I get to actually... No, there's no rush with that thing. I'll just play the Goshin tie. I'm gonna actually pressure them. Because, and yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice this, decline this. And let's not misclick these, that would be horrible. So, yeah, next turn, even if I don't draw a land, and even if I do, I might just prefer to, you know, keep getting these things. Oh, they get to kill my sling for free. So be it. I get to... Oh, I can't... Well, no, I can do this in their end step. So I can use 1 mana from this thing. And I think the synthesizer isn't as important. So I'm gonna do it just like this. Give a counter to the... Decline this. And give a counter on the Boundless Vigor thing. And then they get to use this +2/+2 on here. Or maybe they want to gain life, I don't know. But anyway, I get to have my 1/1. 1/1. Okay, they gained life instead. I am dealing some damage here though. That makes sense. Alright, Twisted Embrace. No, this time no Master's Rebuke, sadly. Imagine if I had that. Yeah, both are nasty ones, but I guess the Goshin is a little bit nastier currently. They gonna attack or not? Yes, they are. Well, they have 1 mana up. I guess I should wait until they could have like a... I don't know. Anyway, the Boseiju is going to be good, and let's do that. Attack for 3. Next turn, Synthesizer. They get their 2/3 now. So I can still reconfigure this thing if I really wanted to attack for 3, which I, you know, don't want to do it right now. Oh, this is the first time I actually see this. Yeah, Submit 0, that is a weird chapter 2 there. I guess if you had those rare lands, then it might be okay. But definitely not really. After you have fetched 2 forests to your hand, you don't really need to draw additional lands. Now, let's do the Synthesizer. I don't want to do the Kumano thing if I don't have a creature card in my hand. I kind of waste the counter there. So problem is I'm losing the race currently. Because they can attack for 4 back. I will get my reach guy there. I think I might even go for the Synthesizer now. I can't do anything that costs 2. If it's a land, I don't actually care if it gets remained to exile. Then again, I can just do it on the next turn. So maybe I'll reconfigure here. But I will leave this as a blocker, not as an attacker. And yeah, I won't be playing this now. I won't be winning the race here, plus they have 2 cards in their hand. That can be just, you know, something nasty. It can also be an answer to this Boseiju. Okay, Reckoner Raid, it's something I can live with. Definitely is. I'm taking 4 here potentially, because they haven't really... Do they have a counter spell? They haven't used the pump effect. for example, in the previous turn cycle. Or they even don't want to... Well, that's good if they have another one of these twisted embraces. So if I use this, I don't... This taps for mana though. But I don't wanna exile a thing that I want to have 2 mana up. They might have a... Yeah, there's no rush to do anything. I'll just simply pass the turn for now and then see if they actually have a twisted embrace to kill the tribute to Horobi. I can actually kill that thing. So that's good. Plus I do have a reach guy. That is definitely a good card though. So rebuke, no reason to use it now. Okay. Oh, look at this, my game-winning plan here. Think I for now just do this, I guess. I don't like the fact they have mana open, but I guess I have a pretty safe attack. Simeon Sling. Well, even if they use 4 mana on this thing, they can't deal 7 now, so I guess they have a spell of some kind. Or just a jump block. They could have you are already dead. Okay, that means I have a win coming up with my explosive singularity. Should I play Kumano faces Kage-san now? Even though I don't have it. Okay, they have an essence capture. Sure. I don't necessarily want that thing to be so big, but also this thing is coming up. Wait a minute, why didn't I attack with the rat rogue here? That's a question I have no answer for. I definitely should have. I just forgot I got it. Because definitely you want to attack with these things. Oh man. I basically missed the damage there, but it's also pretty good with the ogre head helm. Jeez, I made a super mistake there. Anyway, I'm gonna do this now. I don't want them to have any bigger flyer there. Of course, I'm in a very good shape here. And I'm gonna play this, whatever. And now I'm not gonna miss out on the attack with the rats. And I'm gonna also potentially put the head helm there. Because still, if I can avoid showing the explosive singularity. Okay, they have a ninja they can return, or a rogue. That one, okay. So it's a little bit tougher question now. Am I gonna risk it? Am I going to risk it now? I could just win the game. They do have several jump blocks here. Okay, they have information, but I'm not gonna risk it. It's too. I mean, it would be so miserable. Cancel. I need to tap some creatures this time. It would be so miserable to actually, for them to find a victory here, just because this was 100% victory against no cards in hand and also mana tap too. So imagine if I just decide to try to hide the information somehow and then they end up winning the game. That's horrible. Now, I was most likely going to win this game, but still. Although with the Horobi, I don't know, maybe I wasn't gonna win it. But, so blue-black, this time a little bit different. Twisted Embrace still. Something against which the Master's Rebuke will be quite good. And also the Flame Discharge. Let's see. Red, green, and colorless again. What's good, what's bad? The Bamboo Grove Archer is not even that great against the Infiltrator because as long as they have 4 mana up, they can just threaten the activation there. Now it does have the channel option, which, for example, deals with the Tribute to Horobi. Again, they have a memory of Toshiro, which means I don't want to have any one toughness creatures. So I'm gonna cut the Coiling Stalker. Oh, this time it actually applies to everything, not just it also applies on the Simian Sling. I guess I can give it a counter with this thing to itself, but the Simian Slings might be something I. So maybe let's do it. If I cut both slings, how crazy is that? And then of course the Careful Cultivation will be the instead it will be the Ecologist Terrarium. Artifact count is at 7. I'm thinking about the Patchwork Automaton, but I guess I can play one of these arches. And then it's still going to be more cards. Wow. Kindled Fury. And another archer. I mean, they do have those menace guys too. I don't know. Maybe I try it on the draw. I have to also submit the deck right now. I try on the draw to have those defenders there. It will be, and I can use it later in the game to just kill a flyer. It costs 5 mana though. That's a really expensive channel. Oh, I have my both shrines, but no, I don't have more than one mountain here. Even the Kappa Tech Wrecker. Sad, but I have to mulligan this. I can't keep it. Alright, keep it. I don't need the favor of Yukai. And yeah, this Singularity is of course not gonna happen anytime soon, but it is the kind of card that can just win the game. And the pump spell isn't really that amazing, so of course I would have put away the Singularity if I had some actual relevant things here. Ninja, okay. Lands are good. I want to have my Boseiju happening. Plus this is quite good when you have the Boseiju reaches Skyward. Okay, look at my sideboard tech here. Also the Web Spinner Cuff is gonna be pretty nice. So I can actually double block this when they have 4 mana available. That's actually funny. And I drew the 4th land here. I would want to play the Kumano Phases Kagazan. No, I will have an opportunity to give the counter to someone. But now the funny thing is they can still attack because they have the threat of activation, but I will just double block, and then it's gonna be a 3/4 against 4 power total, so they cannot attack with those things. I bet they were expecting to get some ninja triggers there. Okay, so they can. Maybe they have like you are already dead, but let's see what they have. Oh, they can ninjutsu the other one out and give the Death Touch ninja here. Well, let's see what they do. Okay, they just go for the trade here, which is totally fine for me. That used up their entire turn. And I have a double Boseiju here coming up. And this can block this even if it threatens to be, threatens to be 3 power. So if they have any ninjutsu cards in their hand, they are cursing my start here. Yeah, it was a pretty good idea to have these things. Alright, Twisted Embrace. Finally get rid of the thing. But these Boseijus are pretty important targets for the Twisted Embrace, so I'm not sure if they are very happy about using up one of them now. I don't think I want to play the Kumano Phases Kagazan. The 2/2 isn't even that relevant. I want to for sure get the counter, so that means I will just simply pass the turn here. And they have the discard 2 effect in there, so I have to kind of think how many lands I can actually play here. Okay, no ninjas. But I can easily discard the Kindled Fury. Okay, Brute, Suit. Might as well. because every land will make my BO3 things larger and allows me to, you know, just do more stuff. I might want to have a lot of mana available for this thing. Trespassers, just as a creature, I believe, yeah, they don't have enough of a clock to make it, you know, relevant to tap down my stuff. That makes no sense. So now I'm the... Alright, well that's just insane. So I will play one land, because if they have the discard 2, I will discard the Kindled Fury and this thing. I'm not sure why I did though play the land, because I should have used the synthesizer this turn. I'm still using it, but now if I exile a land, that's a mistake. I mean, that's just a missed land drop. Could be relevant, but I'm still doing it. Okay, well, this could still give me a land here, so... Yeah, so I could have actually played this if I played smart, but I didn't play it smart. I'm gonna do this, because I do have the Kindled Fury. They are tapped out. Yes, that means I plan to discard it. Well, I can discard the Kumano Faces, Kagazan and the Forest if they happen to have it. And really, if they use 3 mana to make me discard 2 cards, how are they gonna beat this board here? There's no way they can beat it. That's gonna deal 2 damage to someone. Okay. That's dead. It's a crew 4, so opponent has to jump block, and then they lose. Well, they don't. I don't have the creatures for this thing right yet, but I guess I'm gonna go for this now. This is just a win if this works. Yeah. See if I get the land from here. Nope. But this wasn't slow playing. I wanted to play land just in case, because they could have something to deal with this thing. Not a lot, but there's at least an uncommon bounce spell. But anyway, point is I wanted to play land before combat, but I didn't want to repeat my mistake on the previous turn. I of course first activate this to see if I get the land that way. But yeah, that was a victory again. Okay, well, I'm keeping it. It's not nice that my first play is on turn 4, but at least I'm on the play, and my first play will be a 4/4, which is going to be able to block opponent's early plays, assuming they can't remove it. But opponent also just made a mulligan there. And they kept 6. Alright, I get something to play here. Okay, goes in tie. Well, finally I get to use this beneficially, so I'm going to, of course, attack, because they will take 1 damage anyway, plus I can represent a trick, but when this gets blocked, opponent loses a life. So they shouldn't even block, because that's kind of the same outcome anyway. By blocking, unless they really want me to use a trick to kill it, that's actually a possibility. But yeah. So let's do this, and the Preserver will come with an extra counter now. I'm not really concerned about the milling aspect, but if they have another Shrine, then of course I have to use the Rebuke on that. This is actually doesn't have a defender, so if they have a ninja in their hand, they could in fact attack with it and ninjutsu out something. Alright, so there's 1/4, which means I'm not going to be attacking with the Simian Sling this turn, but I'm gonna get this thing, which is going to be a 4/4, and given what they have, 4/4 is enough. I think I should keep the sling counter just in case the preserver gets dealt with. And actually now I can attack with it. Look at this, I get to deal 1 point of damage because they block it, but it now doesn't die and the triggered ability works. So that was nice. Nice little bonus there. So Twisted Embrace, Swamp Embrace. Do you have any of that kind? They do have a Scry on attack, but I have again one of these Posages. This is a really nice card, especially in Sealed, which is a little bit slower format. In Draft sometimes... Oh, they have a Kaito Shizuki. Well, they get to draw a card or make an unblockable thing, and then of course it will phase out, so I can't. This can actually deal... Yeah, I could on their upkeep kill it. But they will be... Sadly, they will be... Yeah, I won't be using a card. I think I can use a creature to kill it. They will get another, you know, card or something from it, of course. Wait a minute. Why did they use it now? What didn't they intend? Oh, they have to just loot now. I thought they were gonna attack. I mean, even with just a ghost in there, whatever. Did they just make a mistake there? I mean, they would draw a card otherwise if they just attack with one of these. So now they... Okay. Whatever. I think they made a mistake. They wanted to attack. I mean, why wouldn't they attack with the puzzle maker here? Scry and allow them. I mean, now that they had to discard an actual card here. It's especially awkward if they choose to attack now anyway. Because what they can... I guess they can block because I will have a hasty 2/2 coming up. But yep, opponent should have this Kami of Terrible Secrets in their hand. Instead they don't. So this will phase out now. And could have the Brute Suit or just Boseiju reaches skywards. I think I want to just have the Boseiju reaches skywards. So they will take, they will block the 2/2 and take 6. Yeah, if this was an untapped land, there would be some maybe sense playing this and then have the Rebuke up, but it's not, so this is fine. Red here, get a couple of forests. Target creature or planeswalker. So far they have only looted once with this thing, and now they maybe get draw a card or get a 1/1 unblockable. But if they use a 3-mana spell to draw 2 and discard 1, that's really nothing to be worried about. Again, they do this before they attack. What's going on? Are they not going to attack? Maybe they are not going to attack. Well, I don't mind if they just loot with their thing. Okay, enormous energy blade. That is actually interesting on these flyers, but also very slow. And I have to be wary of the what's the beetle that makes me discard a card. And of course there can be the ninja discard thing, but that was a previous opponent from which I saw that discard 2 thing, I mean. But I should, against black decks, in general leave one hand, land in hand, unless I really need it, because there are those discard effects. Okay, so again they just, this should be in their hand, this energy blade, if they're gonna attack with the puzzle maker. I was even tapped out, they didn't have any rush with the Kaito's ability. I mean, I guess if they wanted to see what they draw before committing to the attack, so maybe, yeah, that's a possibility, but still seems like a lot of lost value. Hey, my Singularity went away. That is unfair. Alright, so they have exactly 1 artifact, so I can kill it, and the Blade Blazer will not even have a beneficial. Okay, that can be a blowout. Because this is only having a Death Touch while they have an artifact, and they have exactly 1. which makes this attack a very simple one, and I think I'm not even caring about Kaito Shizuki here. Just dome it. They're anyway blocking the Preserver with the Blade Pleasure. There goes Jet Touch. Now I just eat that thing. And I could have the Coiling Stalker, but it doesn't make any sense. I just play the vehicle instead. I can't do both. And next turn I will also have this enter the battlefield, so I guess I didn't really need the explosive singularity in this game. How about my sideboarding? Don't know yet. Okay, now they have a ninja. No, now they actually finally attack with this so that they don't have to discard. Okay.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
5 mana. Better be something good. I can make even this guy into a 5/5 with the Simeon Sling. That's not necessary now. So I can actually force them to block. Because first of all, let's see if I just have a lethal attack. Because I can crew these and attack with everything. If they block a 2/2... no. Yeah, so... yes, they can't block a 2/2 because then it will be 10 damage. So they will have to block a 4/3, I guess, but then it's gonna be... just gonna play this out. So this is what I'm doing. Crew this with this guy. I'll leave the boss Ager here to block any flyers. So let's see. I can put the Simeon Sling on the Brute Suit. And then the Yukai Preserver plus the Brute Suit will deal a combined of 9 damage. They have to block one of them. Because now if I attack with everything, they can actually trade with the Brute Suit and go to 1. So this is better. I don't get to deal as much damage this way. But I get to, you know, force a jump block. And they still go to very low life total. Also the Sling will ping them for 1 anyway. Now they would want to block the Etching of Kumano, but that doesn't work now. They have to block one of these bigger creatures and basically take 6 damage. No, actually that was 7 damage no matter what. No matter which they block. If they block this, that's 5+2. If they block this, that's 4+2, but then the Sling up. Yeah, so they would have been going to 2 here and losing this. Alright, Kaito Shizuki did it actually. The opponent slightly misused the card for 2 turns. I don't know if it made any difference. Definitely the Enormous Energy Blade was something they didn't have time to use. But the Kami of Terrible Secrets would have at least given them a blocker there, but I don't know at what point they would have played it even. Okay. Ninjas. What is the... I didn't see such aggressive ninjas, at least in that game, but I guess I could play like 1 Kindled Fury again. Maybe not play the Coiling Stalker. I'm actually a little bit less impressed by this card as in the beginning of format. I think this is best when you combine this with in a blue-green deck when you can actually have those evasive flyers. It's not so great otherwise. It's fine, but not great. But I think I'll play 1 Kindled Fury here, and probably that's it. Okay. Nice hand again. Which is actually going to the mulligan again, so I could have a turn 3 Preserver here. That is nice. And I'm most likely going for it, unless I really need a blocker early. Oh, okay, this changes a bit. I mean, I have to take the aggressive start. I will play this Kappa Tech Fragger on turn 2. It will be a 2-4 even. Yeah. Or I can draw another 2-drop, which I did actually. Well, what's the play here? I do like the 2-4 Death Toucher though. I take it. And the Ogre Head Helmet is something I can benefit from a lot later in the game when I'm maybe top decking. So I don't want to expose this to removal quite this early. Oh, but they're gonna just lose that thing now. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. I'm gonna use the... It's not the greatest, it is a crew 3, but I think it's still quite valuable to, you know, get rid of it. This is still a 2-4. I'm gonna use the cultivation because I don't have a 4th land drop and I want to just keep hitting my land drops here given my hand so I can make my 1-1 just in case I don't draw the land. Yeah, that's not something I'm worried about at all. Also have some removal here, so I think this is not going to be rather easy. The enormous energy blade is just way too expensive. Way too expensive of a card. Alright, so now I don't need to. Yeah, I think I should just push here damage. Definitely no need for the Poseidu now. I just add more pressure here like this, and I mean they are basically. Is this lethal on the next turn? This is 9 damage. If they have 1 blocker and no kill spells, I get to kill it. And that's it. I even have a modified creature here. So X equals 2 here. That was fast. That's exactly 9 damage. I don't even need the Kindled Fury which I drew here. Alright, well that was incredibly fast. Well, this is how when your deck works. But also this is the power of the Kumano, turn 1 Kumano faces Kagazan with the 2-drop. That's just amazing stuff. Also, I had a very high quality 2-drop, and the opponent didn't do anything because they played the mobilizer mech, which I was able to just eat. Then they played the equipment, and then they played a creature I was able to. So the first kind of impactful play happened on turn 5. So of course it's easy to lose fast in that case. Okay, so a repeat from my previous sealed deck event, the first one in Neon Dynasty. I lost in both ones the first match, then won the remaining 4. But hey, winning 4 in a row is exactly what I have to do in the Arena Open Day 1 sealed deck event. Because that's the structure in the best of 3. You have to win 4 times without losing to get to Day 2. So yeah, and the deck was definitely good. If the decks that I had 2 of in the previous sealed deck event went really, neither of them was that great. This deck was good. This had bomb. Well, I'm not sure if this is an actual bomb. It is really good though. But let's say at least high quality cards. This Poseidu reaches Skyward, which I think is even better in sealed. And then just a good mana curve. And this is a good card. I never drew cards, but you could draw cards from it. And the fact that it's just a +2/+2. Equipment also matters and did matter in this, at least in one game. And I had removal here. Yeah. This was a very good deck indeed. And the Towashi Guidebook again proved its worth. It is, I think, a bit slow in draft, but if you have enough other modifications and you get to draw cards for 2 mana, for example, it's going to be pretty good. Even though its initial cost is 4 mana. But yeah, this was the event, and I think the next video will be... Is it gonna be a traditional draft? I think my previous one was a premier draft. Yeah, it was the pretty miserable one. So next one is a traditional draft, and I will see you then. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.